the best way to handle a referral today on the Daily Ish Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Good afternoon or evening or morning or whenever you're watching this show, or if you're on replay, welcome to the Daily Ish Show, the show not just for rental housing providers, but anybody looking to get a little bit more time wealth on their calendar. And just for those of you who are out there, if you are self-employed or people who are working their own side hustle, this is going to help you establish a little bit better time freedom, a little bit more white space on your calendar. Welcome. My name is Mark Dolfini, your host and your coach. It is good to see you all. So today we're going to be talking about how is the best way to handle a referral. Now, we're not just talking about just you giving a referral, but also if you're getting a referral and how you would like to have a referral passed to you. So if we'll go ahead and put on the bottom ticker there if you'd like to reach out, just have a conversation. It is not a sales call. It's just a conversation. It's landlordcoach.com/connect. Be happy to get you scheduled. So the best way to handle a referral, first of all, I think it's probably best to say, well, what are we talking about in terms of every referral, right? This is a potential referral for business. For those of you who might be out there, let's, on the property or the real estate space, if you're looking to buy properties, you'd say, well, anybody looking to sell me, a piece of land or a property or anything along those lines. Well, you have to be careful about being too generic because you might just get what you ask for. You're literally looking for anybody, then anybody is who you will get. And that is not a great way to do business. You really would be better off to establish who your avatar is, establish what that person looks like. Where do they shop? Where do they, are they married? Are they single? Are they, what is it that they're doing in terms of business, right? So that's really, really important to make sure that you identify your avatar as dialed in as you possibly can, right? If you want to work with doctors or nurses or engineers or CPAs or if you're looking to buy properties, for example, say from worn out landlords, that's an avatar that you can identify and you can market towards. So that's definitely important to do, because then you know how to have that conversation. You know how to have the outbound conversation in your marketing to that person. So then when you're asking people, if someone says, well, how can I best help you? You can say, I'm looking for people who are, wanting to get rid of properties that they don't want anymore, whether that's landlords or whether that's property managers. Maybe they're managing their own portfolios or they're managing properties for other people and they want to sell out, to be a good connection to make. Or, let's take it out of the real estate realm for a while. If you are a roofer and you want to specifically do residential roofing, you don't want to do any rubber roofs or anything along those lines. You don't want to do metal roofs, really. You want to work just specifically with a certain type of clientele that, you can do and make money all day long on 3,000 square foot homes, dimensional shingles. You can get in and out in 2 days. You're gone. That's where you make your most money. It's the best client. You know how to speak with them in ways that make you the most money, and it's easy peasy. You can do that all day long. That's an ideal client avatar, right? In terms of those types of properties, those types of owners. So when you can have those, when you're starting to get those referrals in, or you want to give a referral out to somebody, how is the best way to get that referral and what's the best way to receive that referral? So here's what I'm going to talk about. First and foremost, we're not talking about a lead, right? A lead involves basically two people. It's a math problem. A lead is, I drove by, I saw somebody had or I saw a post that someone on Facebook that someone was looking for a roofer. So I gave them your name, right? That's not a referral. That's a lead. And you don't know if that person is ever going to call or not. And you really have no way to track, well, did you get their name? No, I just posted your name and moved on, right? That's a lead. That's not even, in fact, that's barely a lead. So a referral involves three people. And that's why I want to make the distinction between a lead and a referral. So if you are going to be giving out a referral, and now we're engaging that law of reciprocity that we talk about in persuasion, right? You've probably seen in past episodes. The law of reciprocity is if you give someone something of high value, of perceived high value to somebody, they're going to want to give something of perceived high value back to you, right? So when I was in my days in BNI, that was kind of what we followed, giver's gain. If people gave you a referral, people were much more likely to give you referrals in return. So that's how that worked. So when you're thinking of referrals in this particular case, now you have to think of, okay, well, what's the best way to warm this up? Now, this goes into something or also we've spoken to in the past called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, something called a preframe. Now, in the speaker world, when you're on stage and you're getting ready to tell somebody something, you tell them what you're about to tell them, right? Maybe you've heard that in terms of the, good teachers say, look, tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell them what you told them, right? It's kind of along that same line. You pre-frame, you tell them what you're going to tell them, and then you post-frame, right? You bring it back around. Well, the pre-frame in this particular case would be, it's the setup. It's the setup before the handoff. So the setup would be something along the lines, well, could you imagine if someone set you up to say, well, as an attorney, when he's not drunk, he's actually a pretty meeky, he's an adequate attorney when he's not been drinking. Okay, that's a horrible setup, right? That's a horrible pre-frame. You would want a pre-frame that sets you up in the best light. So when you say, he's awesome, okay, that's great. That's not a bad referral to say, okay, I'm making a connection. He's awesome, right? That's the best way. All right, that's like kind of like the level one. Let's take that to the next level, right? So if you were going to say, he's awesome, here's his number. All right, we're getting a little bit better. Now I would probably consider that like maybe a 2 out of 5, right? Okay, he's awesome, here's his number. That's better. But how about he's awesome as an attorney? Let me connect you, right? Now we're getting somewhere. So what's the best way to connect him? All right, well, hey, he's awesome. I'm going to connect you guys via email and make sure that you guys warm it up. And then when I say in my email, hey, he's awesome, welcome to each other. He's done legal work for me in the past. They're fantastic, right? So now you're making the connection in a couple of different ways. You're pre-framing it because the person that you're sending that message to already knows you, and they hopefully know, like, and trust you. So now you're getting something, you're giving them something of value. You're giving them, hey, this connection could be valuable to both of you. Okay. What would be the top, the fifth level, again, depending on the referral and depending if you have the time and, and the ability to do it, is, hey, let me connect you. In fact, I'm going to schedule a meeting with the three of us so we can make this all work. That would be the ideal thing. Now, I remember when I was connecting two high value people. One was with the Better Business Bureau and the other one was with the NFIB. I was connecting two people that had very similar client bases. And in that particular case, yes, I walked them both into each other so they could, the president of one met the president of the other. And I basically just kind of made the love connection and backed out of the room. It was a fantastic connection for both of them. Now, what they did with that meeting after that is up to them. I can't really, do much more than that. But that was a high level meeting that I actually made the connection. In fact, I drove to them, which was over an hour to drive, but it was well worth making that connection for them because, they were very, very grateful for me making that connection to them. And they were able to do whatever they're going to do after the fact. And if they did anything, I'm not even really sure, but they were very interested in meeting one another. So that is the best way to handle a referral, not only to give a referral to somebody, but if someone is going to give you a referral, ask them to warm it up like that. Ask them to pre-frame it so it's being set up in the right light so everybody is given the best chance of success for actually exchanging and doing business for one another. So that is the best way to handle a referral. And there's plenty of bad ways, like I kind of mentioned earlier. Anyway, that's all I have for today, folks. If you'd like to connect, just drop me a line at landlordcoach.com/connect. And otherwise, I am going to call this a day. So please be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have an awesome day. See you guys next time.